Hi, my name is Paula Yockel. My family and I live in Northeast Oklahoma County in the state of Oklahoma, and we believe it's time you know. It's time the American people know about a U.S. federal rule that is harming our nation in very real, very personal, and profound ways. My family's health and our freedoms have been so impacted by this federal rule, we went in pursuit of facts. And we discovered it's not just us. That, along with many other facts, have led us here to starting a nonprofit, Mission503, to change this federal rule, and to talking to you, the American people, asking you to join us, stand with us, because in various ways, we are all affected, and this rule, it needs to change. It's time you know about the 503 rule, and it's time you know about biosolids. This is biosolids. This is biosolids. This and this are biosolids. Biosolids are sewage sludge from your city's sewer lines and wastewater treatment plants. Without disclosing the pollutants that are in biosolids, they are marketed to the good farmers of our nation to use as cheap fertilizer on their agricultural farmland. And the 503 rule, officially titled 40 CFR Part 503, is responsible for this. As hard as it is to believe we actually use sewage sludge as fertilizer on our nation's farmland, the harm from biosolids goes beyond even our farmers and agriculture. Biosolids from city sewers are put on farmland next door to people's homes, like mine, in rural communities, like mine, all across our nation, year after year, and have been for decades. And biosolids, because they are sewage sludge, release toxins, carcinogens, and pathogens through the air and in other ways that can make people sick with acute and chronic illness. My home is just beyond this tree line. I took this picture in 2016 when Oklahoma City's biosolids were being land applied here, and the wind was carrying the stench across my property, making my family incredibly sick, including our pets. We had dangerous infections like MRSA and strep, and severe respiratory, viral, and skin infections. And our illnesses weren't just infectious. Among us, we had GI conditions, lung dysfunction, severe weight loss, heart arrhythmias, eczema, and so many others. And the illnesses continue for months. And these biosolids originated here, like all biosolids, at the sewer plant. This is everything that gets flushed down a toilet and washed down every kind of drain in a city sewer system. Toxic chemicals, fuels and solvents, diseases, drugs, and blood, antibiotic resistance, it's all in here. But the 503 rule treats this as fertilizer, allowing it to be loaded into trucks and taken straight to rural communities for disposal on fragile farmland. Through our 6 years of primary research and the facts we've discovered, I can tell you this. Illness and contamination from biosolids and the 503 rule are real, and it's time our nation knows. Our website, mission503.org, is the place to get informed. From Biosolids 101 to real examples of contamination, we've organized credible resources to get you up to speed and informed. And in our resources, we also provide you our independent lab results and analyses, showing detections of viable staph and strep bacteria in the Class B biosolids we tested, forever chemicals and antibiotic-resistant bacteria in the soils where biosolids are applied, carcinogens that are emitted into our breathing space, and detections of highly toxic metals and some of the most toxic substances known to mankind, dioxin. Each of these things have significant health consequences. And compared to all the known pollutants in biosolids, our testing is minimal. Biosolids communities like mine, where biosolids are routinely applied to farmland, are exposed to all of these things, repeatedly, for years. On our Get Informed page, please take a moment to closely view our slideshow of key findings. From a DNA study linking biosolids to illness, to a correlation analysis of pollutants in biosolids to the same pollutants in animal tissue, to a comprehensive look at the relative risk of disease in my community, that has been exposed to toxins, carcinogens, and organisms from biosolids for over 40 years. And when you look at my community's risk of disease, please remember this. This is not just data. These are people's lives and people's loved ones. A community with a disproportionate burden of illness, including infectious disease and cancer, heart disease, mental illness, and birth defects, and so many others. Then consider this. There are biosolids communities, like mine, all across our nation. We aren't the only ones who believe biosolids are a problem. In the resources on our website, you will find many credible critiques of biosolids and the 503 rule, including from the EPA's own Office of Inspector General. Our website is also the place to get involved with Mission 503. Awareness is our first challenge, and we are asking you for your help with that. Please share us everywhere on your social media. And please, today, sign our national petition. Let's tell our U.S. Congress it's time this stops. Please check out our involvement page and join us in every way you can. And to each of you who believe you've been harmed by exposure to biosolids, it's time you're heard and believed. And Mission 503 is where that starts. Go to our website page titled Unite and Be Heard. You'll find our National Register of 503 victims. Sign up. Tell us your story. We won't publish your identity, but through our official reports of aggregated data, we will let our U.S. Congress know you're out there. And to all the biosolids communities across our nation, let's organize into one on the Mission 503 social media. Find the links on our website today. The 503 rule doesn't affect everyone across our nation in the same way. Even among biosolids communities and individuals within those communities, the effects are going to be different. But as a nation, we are affected. And it is as a nation, we have to come together on this one. Changing a federal rule is not a small task, and it can only be done through a unified voice of we, the people. And changing this rule will require some change to infrastructure, but it is time for change. The 503 rule is harming life and life-sustaining resources, and the cost of continuing what we're doing far exceeds the cost of change. We are asking each of you to join us. Dive into mission503.org to get informed. Learn how biosolids and the 503 rule are harming our nation, and then please, get involved. This isn't just about future generations. Change is needed now. And together, we can do this. So please join us. We're getting started today. Thank you so much.